Jay Gann, I call this PPAC Safety and Security Subcommittee meeting February 26, 2026 at 11 a.m. Call to order. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Go around the table, state your name, record.
Paul Flores, Public Works Director, Gateway Services.
Jay Gann, Chair of the committee.
Jennifer Nisanoff, committee.
Laura Leroy, Assistant District Manager, Gateway.
Marty Mathenfeld, PPAC.
Peggy Hall, PPAC.
Ed Edges, PPAC. Harry Dragon, PPCA.
Rich Clever, State Security.
Lynn Zimmerman, committee.
Stacey Haas, co-chair of this committee.
Carlos Interiano, Wider Security. Joseph Gardner, Wider Security.
Carol Hancock, GSCDB. Patricia Zimmerman, PPAC.
Okay.
I was gonna say, do we have everyone here?
Wow.
Having a board meeting or?
Wow.
Okay, is there any public comment?
Right. Well, you can talk to each other, just not. I'm gonna go share stuff.
No public comment. No public comment. I'll ask you. Approval of minutes. Does anybody have any objections on the minutes? December
Okay.
11th.
I make a motion to approve them. I assume that we're approving it because there were people from this committee in attendance. It's not really our meeting.
Correct.
But yeah, so
And if there were any comments that you made during there, just as long as that they're quoted correctly.
there's some of his. So
Yeah, it's fine.
I make a motion to approve them as this.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the January 22nd minutes.
I had one. Okay. I have one. 86 and 87. Well, it's really on 87. What I volunteered to do was to talk to Perry about the flags. I don't remember ever saying I talked to him about pressure washing, so I don't know if things just got put on the wrong line somehow.
Yeah, see, one is,
Let me see if I had anything.
So the subject matter is the flags, not the pressure washing.
Yes. Yeah.
We'll get that corrected.
Okay, great.
Strike line maybe.
Well, there could be discussion on, well, it said no pressure wash, no discussion. So that looks like we need to add a line regarding the flag stuff.
Yeah, it's okay. And it's also on,
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
yeah, it's not in
This
the,
would help if they
it's
had-
on the agenda, but
Yeah.
I see what you're
Yeah.
saying. Yep.
We have someone new doing our minutes because the lady that was doing them before isn't there anymore. So we're kind of learning.
Okay, I just figured they couldn't hear.
Can I just make a general comment about the minutes prep? If, rather than bullets, if each subject was using a mirror of the actual 6A, 6B, the paragraph headings from the agenda, would be a lot easier to follow.
Yeah, we're working on different formats for the minutes because there's some technology and capabilities in the Granicus software, which is what hosts all of our agendas to do minutes, which will break them out better that way. So between Granicus and AI and people, we're manipulating them to make them easier to read and follow.
Okay, thank you.
But thank you for the suggestion.
Okay, I had another, the minutes do clearly state in item HC, line 126, that we spoke about and agreed on Gateway providing the United States and Florida flags. I just want everybody to know, not for these minutes, but that at a later meeting, at the AC, I believe it was Laura, who said it would also add the MIA flag.
Correct.
Okay, so just so everybody knows, that's.
When was that?
It was at the last PPAC meeting.
Oh, okay.
So I guess there were some that were donated, so we'll just check with the gatehouse to see if they have any, and if they don't, then we'll make sure that we get them.
And the only other thing I have is on line 5, I think, line 57, item 5, about the attendees. I had written that her dragon's name was not included. It's still not there. and he worked here. Where it says who the,
57.
I wrote, I think it's line 57. Yeah, those are, yeah, so when I requested, I'm sorry, that's back to the December.
This is Georgia. Can I say something?
Yes,
I have that in the new minutes to be signed.
okay, then I got that wrong. Okay.
Okay.
That's it.
Is that it? Okay. Next.
Vote on it.
Yeah. Oh, we'll vote on the 22nd. Okay, do we hear a motion?
Did you make a motion to? Okay,
Approve the January 22nd, 26 minutes. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Who seconded, just for the record?
Lynn,
Lynn, yeah.
Yeah, if you guys, just because we have new people doing minutes and they don't recognize everybody's voices, this is, wow. If you could just state your name, or Jay, as the chair, just do a recap that the motion was made by whoever and seconded by whoever. That would just make it easier on the back end.
Okay,
Thanks.
motion carried. Now we're to financial report. All right. Questions?
none from me.
Thoughts? I know we'll cover this in a minute, but for the mill surface and those other, if I have the plans ready by the end of February. Just a few days away.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we'll talk about the kids.
all right.
Recap regarding that matter.
Yeah, we'll talk about the budget again when we get to the next item. Okay. Next.
Dave,
Yeah.
just, I'll go back here for a minute. Just for clarification, I believe, or you can correct me, 108,000 in repair and maintenance streetlights is for the removal of the old lights that we have to pay the city for.
Correct.
That was supposed to have come out of last year's budget, but didn't, but there's a huge carryover. So we'll probably have to make a budget adjustment later in the year to account for that.
Yeah, there'll be probably several adjustments we'll have to make this year for sure.
But that's what that 108,000.
Okay. Okay. Next.
Wickets.
Okay.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm sorry this afternoon. So for the FNL streetlight project, they are currently installing streetlight poles along Cypress Grove. So they are progressing pretty steadily. The second crew, which is installing the conduit, they're on Prado Drive and should be wrapping up by beginning of next week. So that should give the installation of the streetlight poles pretty much free reign at that point, because once the conduit is installed, the streetlight poles is really pretty much a seamless process. So they shouldn't take that much more longer. I would expect sometime in March to kind of wrap up this project. But they still have to remove the poles as well. So as long as they get the new poles in, de-energize the old, energize the new, the removal could take some time after that, but they are progressing pretty well. Is there any questions or concerns regarding the streetlight project?
We haven't had any more irrigation issues, correct?
There has not been any issues regarding striking any irrigation or water. Other utilities.
Knocking on the wood.
Yeah.
We'll be inside to get what he's on. So, yeah.
I also want to just give an update because I know there's a stretch between the three-way stop after the guardhouse up to Benito that was blacked out because they had de-energized the old, and there was an issue with getting the connection to the transformer, which has been resolved. They did install the conduit on Monday, and all hopes is that today it should be energized. So they are working on that right now. So you'll have lights from Tree Line all the way up to Benito tonight. So that's good news.
For the committees, we have been getting a few complaints about the lights aren't as bright. The old lights, they're like a 1,000-watt light bulb up in the sky, so you had this bright light, a little hot spot light right under the light, but there was a lot of light intrusion, beyond illumination. These lights are focused down on the pavement. And so it may not appear as bright, but the lighting of the pavement will be a lot more uniform. It may not have the little bright spot right under the light and then dark spots, 30 feet away. But it'll be much more uniform lighting of the pavement area.
So the lights are lighting what they're supposed to light instead of getting a bunch of lights shining in random places.
Everything. But it's just people are used to seeing, the lights in the sky and then the bright spot underneath of it, and it'll be different. So just so people ask you have a little bit better understanding of the change.
And I think it was you, it said at some point that it was safer this way
Right.
without, because I think that's something else we need to remember to mention it.
Yeah, that's one of the things that the designer was saying was any transition of lighting needs to be gradual, because if you have hot spots and that, it tends to be more distracting to the driver and stuff.
Okay. Next item is the traffic studies, Rich, and we had discussed the issue with attaching these speed devices onto FPNL pole lights. That's something that we've come up with a possible solution is to install similar street poles for the signs to be used dedicated for the speed devices. So that's an option that we probably
When will those come down? Because I know there's one that's strapped to that FPL pole on Gate Pelican. Soon, like when?
Wait, can I get the poll?
You gotta take it down before you're gonna get the poles. We'll have to come up with an intermediary solution.
So we know my mind.
Yeah, it can't be attached to the pole.
I understand that. So you're doing, we can get it down today.
No, I'm not saying you're taking it out today. I just think we have to come with an intermediary solution. We can't wait for the poles because that's gonna take some time.
So getting the.
Well, you have those tripods for the
I
meantime.
don't want to use this.
Okay, well, we'll have to talk about an alternate solution, but it has to come off the pole. That's not our directive, that's FPL.
I understand. I understand.
Do we
So-
have any polls in inventory?
We'll have to order some poles. They're approximately like $400 each. So it would be.
Well, what, didn't Mark come up with something too? There was like some kind of a thing that actually anchors in the ground. It's not, it doesn't look like the light pole. He had some other solution that he had found. That's not, it's firm, like you anchor them. It's not like the tripods that you have. There was something else that Mark had found that would be less expensive than the poles and would keep it in place, but if you wanted to move it at some point, you could. But if you're gonna make it permanent, then we can just put those where you're gonna have them for now. And then when we get the poles, we can move them.
Couldn't we just
That'd
live,
be nice,
couldn't we
because I'll
live with,
stop monitoring.
couldn't we live without that one for the next few
There's
weeks?
more than one.
Oh, I thought it was just one that was on a
No,
pole.
I only saw the one when I came in.
Oh.
There's southbound and northbound.
With as many as we have, I mean, it would be possible that we could just install permanent poles. Is
Right.
that correct, Rich? Because-
Absolutely. We would be thrilled with that.
Right.
And those two on Boulevard will be permanent locations, because we just have a wide range of issues still, and
Mhm.
Oh, I think I know where there's 2 poles. They're in the pump house. That were taken down at some point.
Okay.
yeah, I'd be thrilled to get them that
Spend the
pole
money.
and get them on their own posts,
Right.
because then we can put them where we really want them.
Exactly.
They're on the FPL poles, and they're not really where we want them. They're close, but
They're
Right.
close. Okay. Can we check and see if those are?
Yes,
That
yeah,
for us.
definitely.
Thank you for that. That's a great
That's good.
solution. And
Yeah.
we're all happy about
Oh.
that once we have it permanent.
Right,
Not all 6 will be permanent, but 4 out of 6 would.
right. So when you started off the program, you only had a couple and you had to move constantly to see if you could get that, that data point or the
Right.
data. But now that we have the 6, I think it's probably suitable to put them in the permanent locations.
It's been
Yeah.
really well, actually.
Mhm.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can I
We
just
wanna
ask
talk
one
about-
other question? Is there any potential benefit to be given to bouncing them around occasionally because people get accustomed to where they are and then they go speed on another part of the road.
Yeah, we do. We have, one of them is in the repair shop and it's on its way back. That one and another one will be the ones that rotate around the development. The other 4
Okay, okay.
are still problem areas, and even though they know that they're there, when I get to that line item, I'll share with you, the numbers are still huge.
Still go. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And Laura, what Mark had suggested was using poles, but they were very narrow. They were like a couple inches diameter, and what Rich needs is a little bit
Well,
more.
more.
Yes.
I got the signs that we have, the 2 solars on are the regular sign poles, and that's fine. They're not as big as I'd like, but I've had some engineering and consultants that they're adequate.
Okay. Tripods. So what's your need or not need for them now?
The 4 tripods,
Well, I think that's a sec, can we wait? Isn't that,
Is
there's a
that something
separate,
I?
there's a agenda item
There's
for
an
that,
agenda
so let's wait to
Okay,
discuss that.
sure.
that's fine.
Sure.
I'm ready.
Okay, anything more on this side?
It's listed in numbers 3.
8 is
We're
next.
gonna bring that up later.
There's a separate
Yeah.
agenda item for
There's
that.
an agenda.
Yeah, the separate agenda.
Who was
items.
brought up this?
Yeah.
And then our
Sure.
third.
Rich, do you want to go over the traffic
Control.
Yes, first of all, I apologize when I transferred my template from 2025, 2026. I didn't notice that it shifted the numbers to 1 column. So, the attachment that you have in the, agenda packet is not correct. But I do have the numbers. And the 1 column in particular is significant, because the shift showed that there was, a 92% and 31.5 was actually 18%. So I do have all new sheets. I didn't get them in time to get them into, so I'll be ready for the full month of January, full month of February, and half of March next meeting. But the numbers, just to,
Yeah, just kind of bottom line, what's
those are the numbers that you, on, the things that really stabilized there, from what it used to be. But 36 to 40, there's still 311 people there in that window. And from 41 to 45, there's still 24. And then,
that's out of how many total?
out of, well, this is only half a month, but out of 22,000.
Out of 22,000.
Southbound, which is not really southbound, but because it's coming into Pelican and northbound going out, those numbers are pretty huge. So I'll share that next time because I have that's on for the next meeting.
Next, Fort Myers PD patrols, and any of,
Going great. We've got 6 slots. They're all filling 6 slots. Until the other day, they've had at least 1 citation for speeding. They're watching that. Stop signs are still a big deal.
Still a problem.
I think
But the guys,
With both automobiles and golfers.
golf carts are just zipping around the corners.
Yeah, the bicycles too.
Hmm.
I've noticed.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
still a
they're
problem.
bad.
I may have mentioned, this is Cece, I may have mentioned last month that the one police officer who goes right by where the fire was, he's got the lights on. I pulled over and said, shut your lights.
Yeah.
Because you're announcing, as you're coming down Cypress Grove Boulevard, he's announcing his presence.
There was a guy on Boulevard
Yeah.
just the next day, and he was behind the bush and they were off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've noticed that too.
Okay.
the next item is pressure washing. I'll take it, Rich. I know in the last month meeting, we discussed deferring this maybe till the fall, but this item was brought back, back to light at the last PPAC meeting regarding trying to find ways to improve the pressure washing or the swirly that we currently use here at the district, and try to see what difference that the community association, because they have a swirly, what performance difference exists between both the district and the community association. See if we could utilize the equipment that we have. So that's on the list to do. Right now, just with all the projects going on, I just kind of put it in the back burner, but it will be addressed in the next few months.
Yeah, I started to work on a little bit. I know it's on a separate agenda item, but next year's budget. I was wanting to try to work a line in it. I was wanting to try to put together a kind of a draft for next meeting, so it'll be an agenda item. Yeah, for the next meeting that we can look at and go from there. I know we'll talk more during our agenda item. Okay.
Okay, next item is the art grid, paint and repairs. So they've completed the painting and all the repairs with the exception of one handrail that, because there was a few handrails that were loose. But one of them has a broken well, so we'll have to remove that, get it welded, repaired, and then reinstall. So that's the remaining item outstanding on the project, but it did come out, I think, pretty well. I don't know if there's been any feedback from the community.
I've got some pictures and.
You said the lights out.
Let me get back to it. Sorry. I mean, so here's the before pictures, and then you'll see this is the after.
It really looks blue in those. Yeah.
It does a little, yeah. He left the those unpainted and that's the natural stone color. But for the rest, everything's been,
So important.
right. Any questions?
What about was it Comcast? Or was it cable?
Yes, thank you, Jay, for that reminder. So there was an issue with the conduit that was getting a little rusty and it was staining the bridge, the side of the bridge. So we thought it was an electrical conduit that ends up being fiber optics. So it's a hot wire conduit. So I'll have to work with them. The contractor did kind of scrape and clean the conduit so that they could paint it, but it's something that hot wire should try to replace. Otherwise, it should be in the same boat with rust stains along the side of the bridge.
And Paul, just to be clear, if they replace it, they will need to too. We don't want it just sticking out.
If they don't, that's something we can handle. I mean, it wouldn't be a big task to repaint that.
Thank you.
Now we're on 16.
16, so the mill and resurface, that item, Tetra Tech is due to provide us with the scope of work, the design, and the estimated opinion of probable cost by tomorrow. So tomorrow's the deadline. They'll submit that to us. We will review it. It's based upon the estimate. We'll determine the path we take on the bidding process, whether we could do something where we could piggyback off the county's continuing contractors or have to actually put that out to bid.
Okay, permit. They thought that is supposed to submit for permit.
We signed the permit, Chelsea signed off on it, the engineer has it, so they're in the process of submitting that to the city. So it's in motion.
Paul, the mill and grind, will you guys go ahead and basically do that for bid, or will that have to wait till the next month?
And we were talking about, you just
No, but will they? Was asking him, will they go ahead and put it out for bid or whatever they need to, or will it have to wait till the next month's safety and security meeting?
Oh, it'll depend on the estimated cost that comes back from Tetra Tech. There'll have to probably be some discussion in the next month meeting, Ed.
I'm just getting concerned that we're halfway through budget here.
Right.
We have to wait a month, put it out for bid, that's gonna make it even harder to get done in this budget here.
That's why we're hoping that we could piggyback off of one of the county contracts and expedite the process, but we're looking at probably sometime during the summer to start this project. But still, it will be this fiscal year, but it'll probably be, summertime.
Well,
Well, let's hope it starts in the summer.
Right.
Yeah.
But once we get it tomorrow, we'll be able to, make some determinations and see what kind of path we could take.
So they want to finish, obviously the streetlight project, which is wrapping up, and then the lake as well, because you really don't want those trucks driving all over your nice new road. So that's kind of the mill and pave is third in line. So after that, we're aiming for early summer, like June-ish, I think we were talking about yesterday, to have it start. So that should get us done easily within this fiscal year.
if we don't get a lot of rain.
Well, that's for everything. So.
Well, I know, but I think originally we were trying to get this started right after.
Possible it could be sooner, but that's. what
Yeah,
we're
right
aiming
after,
for,
it's
so.
right after Easter, I think is when we said we were going to start that, so.
How long does the bid have to be out? 30 days?
Minimum 30 days, yes. I mean, that's typical, 30 days.
The sooner the lake wraps up, the sooner that we can get started.
The good thing is that I think the streetlight project and Pond 43, they're making really good progress. Should be done, beforehand, before they would even start the milling service. Yeah, milling grind.
Yeah, they're almost done with that part of it.
Right, okay. The next couple items will be included as part of the Pelican Reserve Mill and Resurface, which is a part of roundabout that's already been included into the design and the road markings for the remainder of the community outside of the bike path design.
So tomorrow will they have the numbers on these? Yeah.
Well, no, I'm sorry, I take that back.
Road mark.
It's just strictly the mill and resurface portion of it is what we'll have for tomorrow.
Wait. So we're talking about item 18, yes? And you said more than one. Which ones?
Okay, let me back up. So item 16, that's what Tetra Tech is providing us tomorrow, by tomorrow.
Yes.
The Prado Historic Roundabout, that's included to the bike lane projects. That's a separate,
Yes.
separate engineer, separate estimate that's going to be provided to the district.
Okay.
Yep.
Has the permit been submitted? It says being submitted.
Yes, I don't think it's officially been submitted, but it's in the process of that. I did get an email. Chelsea and I got an email yesterday from the engineer. So we need to clarify a couple things before they submit that permit.
Okay.
Why isn't there any accountability for Tetra Tech's timeline on this project?
There is under task authorization, they're allotted X amount of days to do their work. So that's kind of what we're bound by the contract and those number of days. So maybe that's something we need to reevaluate moving forward on any future task authorizations, maybe to see if we could expedite that timeline.
Hasn't it been over 120 days? We have to, I look back, I thought it was October when we approved this.
I'll have to double check that, Jay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
19. Okay.
So 19, the road markings, that's, to restripe the remaining community, that's going to be a part of the bike lane procurement process. Okay. Any questions on any of those?
Yeah. Maybe more at this time. Okay.
All right, the street sign replacements, we discussed that we're deferring that to later
in the year.
So I'm on number 21, FTE. If you recall, back in December, we brought an item regarding some invoices that were submitted, but the work was done in previous fiscal years. That item is still ongoing. We've been working with FTE to see what can be done as far as either mitigating or coming up with a solution to that, because it does cover multiple fiscal years from 23, 24, and last fiscal year. And The total amount is 27,000 outstanding.
So I think as of our last conversation with them, of all of those invoices that they submitted, we have one that they've been able to substantiate and prove that they actually did what they said that they did within the time frame that they said they did it. So I'm working through that with them right now to make sure that I have everything that I need to be able to pay it. But of the rest, it's all on their plate right now for them to prove that they were there. Most of the work was done outside of the contract timeframes. So like their contract was up in March and they're claiming they were doing work in June, July and August. It's like, well, that's outside of the scope. So it's all on them right now with the exception of the one invoice.
We have ongoing business dealings with them.
We will, and that's why we're trying to work to a solution together because they actually are working on those striping with the bike lane projects and everything. So that's why we've been doing a good job of communicating to make sure that everyone feels that it's settled fairly. And that's why that's why it's taking so long.
Yeah.
Because if it was up to me, I'd be like, no, too bad, so sad, it sucks to be you, and we'd be done, so. Yeah.
So hopefully our goal is to try to get this before the subcommittee with the final next month, to try to wrap this up because it's been on their side of to try to resolve it and they canceled a couple meetings with us. Otherwise, I think we would have had a solution by now or termination. The last item 22 is the LED golf cart crossing signs. So the landscape subcommittee has been very helpful in assisting us. They are already issued a purchase order for a tree to be planted to kind of mitigate any of the lights that are shining on the gentleman off of Bellagio.
Right. Okay, a little more light on this subject after.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. After last meeting, I received a lot of feedback regarding, because we did have the decision to replace them with non-LED lights. Well, in discussions with feedback and other members, it was decided we need to try to revisit this decision and try to possible. Sorry. And try to find a way to keep the flashing lights because it is used as a safety concern, as a caution for the upcoming golf cart crossing on the street. I spoke with Mark Eversman, the landscape committee, and he thinks he has a solution for that. So in this question I had is, do we need to have a motion to rescind that decision? Or how would we, or just move forward as we are with the new tree?
Laura, can you?
I'm okay with the discussion. I haven't issued any purchase orders. We haven't moved forward with getting the replacement signs or anything. So, I know there was some discussion today in the landscape meeting about that, but you were talking.
Right.
I came in like halfway through it. But that's fine. We haven't issued anything, so there's nothing for me to rescind at this point.
Okay.
Because the direction to kind of pause on that came right after your meeting, so we haven't really done anything.
Right. Discussion, comments?
The only comment,
Update it so that you.
Yes,
So it reflects
yes.
correctly.
This was published, so
We could go
Yeah.
over.
the only thing that I would recommend is that for Joe Binowitz or the
Yes,
gentleman,
I've spoken with
that
him.
as long as he's aware that
Yes.
this hasn't fallen.
Right. I spoke with him yesterday.
yes, there's been a lot of communication.
I think that's important.
I'm keeping him updated. Says, when I know, you'll know. Okay.
I agree to keep this, I agree to keeping that safety. Net.
I just want to make sure there wasn't any objections from any of the members on that. We really need to try to make that solution work because you put a lot of work in to figure out where we want to put these lights or the flashing LEDs for the greatest impact on safety. Okay.
Have you unplugged the light from the solar panel?
Dusted on.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
That's on, but once the tree's planted, we'll just leave it on like the other side as well. So we'll leave it 100% on.
Thank you.
Okay, next item.
Next item is the Wiser Patrol Vehicle discussion. Bill Carter from Wiser is here to present or talk about this item. Basically in our contract, or Joe, do you want to?
Yeah, I can take over.
Provide a summary or discussion?
So basically in the contract, there's two vehicles that were agreed upon execution of the contract. One was for a gas golf cart at $800 a month. And the other is an alt vehicle, which is the Nissan Rogue that we use now. The Rogue is, I don't remember exactly how much. It was over $1,300 a month.
1371.
Yep.
Don't I remember that, but I do.
I was gonna say 1374, so.
Super cool.
The gas golf cart will be, I just quoted it out. It's actually more than the 800, so we'll be losing on it. The electric cart comes with a lot better features and functions. And it also includes on-site maintenance. So if anything goes wrong with it, they bring out, they bring out a cart with them. If they can't fix it on site, they'll take away the cart that we use and then replace it immediately with the one that's on their truck. Also, that includes monthly maintenance of the batteries on site, and it includes a trickle charger and a quick charger. From what they're telling me, it could only need to be on a trickle charger during the day since the vehicle isn't used 24/7. It's only used during the contracted times that are in the contract. So 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. for patrols. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah. How many miles are they gonna get off of the battery? I've got one. If I drive around all the roads in Portland, my battery's basically dead.
Right.
So if you're,
Is it a lithium ion or is it a lead base?
pardon me?
Is it a lead battery or?
No, it's
lithium?
a lithium ion,
Okay.
new.
I did talk to them about longevity, as far as daily use goes. They said that we get about 50 miles out of it. And that's also with the upgraded motor. The, with the lead-based battery, it goes down considerably and it requires a lot more servicing. But the pricing is right together with one another.
If you go down this route, I would suggest that the purchase be contingent on it being able to perform likely
Oh, absolutely.
cycles without having to be recharged. Because you're going to do more than one loop around the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Right.
I wouldn't offer it as an option if it couldn't do the job that it needs to do.
Where will the charger be located?
In the gatehouse.
In the gatehouse?
Yes.
It won't be observable.
No, it will not. No,
And the cord will be long enough to get to the court.
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, they said 70-foot cord.
70 foot.
Yeah, we'll probably have to coil it up a little bit too.
Oh, can you scroll up a little bit?
It goes through a doorway, the door closes on the cord.
It can go on the outlet on the outside of the building. It doesn't require a 220.
It's not required to.
No, it does not.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the alternative is, given the fact that how much it's going to cost monthly, is do we go the route or the option of purchasing a vehicle outright and providing that for use by Wiser?
What about the add-ons to that?
Yeah.
The insurance, I don't know.
Yeah, insurance.
Hybrid or.
Well, I believe that's something that Wiser would have to insure and, as they use the vehicle, if we would purchase it outright.
Sorry, what was the question?
The question was on the add-ons to buying a vehicle. If you were to use a vehicle, you'd have to insure it. There's either the gas or whatever.
Yes.
Fuel sources.
Yeah, so the golf cart doesn't have registration fees. It's just the sales tax.
I'm talking about the Maverick.
Okay, yeah, the Maverick, the district was going to be purchasing that, correct, Laura?
That was what I think we were talking about. Yeah, that we would purchase it and then Wes would use it.
But then who would cover the insurance?
That we'd have to work out, because I mean, we have like how we all of our vehicles, and I'm sure there would be some wording that would have to be figured out for them to drive this.
Okay, so they wouldn't be covered. Would be-
I don't know, we had worked through it tonight to do that, so just because there was no decisions made. I can check with our agent once we decide.
Well, if I would do a cost comparison,
No, I get it. Right now, they don't, the $1,300 that we get billed every month for the vehicle, there is no additional cost for fuel. That's all included in that. You don't pay extra for fuel.
Okay. I need a little clarification on this because I'm a little confused. Say it a little slow. A golf cart was approved. Golf cart and car was approved.
So I can clarify that. So the original quote when it went out had two, or request for bids had two options, either for a golf cart or a vehicle. When the contract was originally approved, it was approved with the golf cart, but then this subcommittee discussed that and decided there wasn't enough presence with the golf cart that they preferred to keep the vehicle. And so we did an amendment to allow them to continue to bill us for the vehicle. So that's how that came about. Doesn't mean it has to stay that way, but that's why it is the way it is right now.
so what has changed?
What has changed? What is,
Yeah, why would we now be?
The lease is coming up for on the Nissan, and so they either need to know if they need to lease a new vehicle, we want to go back and use the golf cart, are we gonna purchase a vehicle, that why, it's because the lease is coming up.
on the contract, was the car approved through the length of the Wiser contract?
Yes. As was the golf cart.
As was the golf cart. So bottom line,
What's the monthly impact?
yes, what's the financial impact to us?
So all said and done on a brand new cart at the 60 or I think it was the 60-month rate, it was $550 a month. On a pre-owned, it was 500. And that is including all of the service and everything that they take care of with those packages.
And then to answer your question about the vehicle, we don't finance our vehicles when we buy them for the district, we just buy them.
Okay,
So it would be a one and done, so you'd have to put that into your budget then for next year to purchase the vehicle. And it's
that's
a one and
close.
done, yeah, it's a one and done.
The insurance and everything.
Well, the insurance, if we cover the insurance, you guys are already paying for that, because we have a blanket policy for all our vehicles. And that's already
And that wouldn't increase at all.
a little bit, it's a tiny bit when we add vehicles.
We give.
And then maybe-
I mean, it wouldn't be much.
You just have to budget the $40,000 car.
It's not 40, it's only 28, 29.
Yeah.
29.
yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
30,000.
That's all in registration, title, all that.
Uh,
And we don't have to renew our registration every year either. If it's titled as the district vehicle, it's the state plates, they're one and done. We don't pay. Once it's registered, it stays registered.
So just for comparison, the Maverick, if we purchased it for the price that's sitting out there, it'd be about 2,000, apples to apples, 2,383 versus the 1,300 for 1 year.
Yeah.
So if we're looking at what, an additional 2-3 years?
Don't have thoughts? I mean, opinions? Committee members?
Well, I think back when we were talking about these and whether we wanted to use the golf cart or not, we didn't want it, as Laura said, because it wouldn't show a big enough presence. People liked seeing that car driving around. I guess we have to think about whether 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., whether that presence is as important. Because when we talked about it originally, even though those were kind of the hours, we were really thinking about historically, when people were driving around all day long and they could see it. And people really like seeing that car drive around. So it's changed a little bit.
Car. All of this is closure.
It does, yes.
That's
And it will be back just like the Rogue as well. It'll have all the details in there.
There's a lot of.
If you want, yes.
Okay.
Does that change the designation of the cart? I don't know what the rules are in terms of what you can put on a golf cart before it makes, I know there's a speed limitation before you have to register it. But if you start adding on lights.
I was joking.
Well, I know, but I could see people, you know.
All right. You're saying this is gonna impact next year's budget,
Do anything.
not ours, not this year's.
Joe, when does the lease come up?
I'd have to take a look at it.
I know you said it was soon.
I think it's towards the end of the year.
Okay, calendar year,
What's that?
calendar year?
Yes.
Okay,
So we'd be getting into next year.
which would be good because that'd be great for fiscal, because our fiscal is October.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a little bit of time.
All right.
No decision.
Is there any additional information that the subcommittee would like in the next meeting to?
We bring back for clarification to help
Right.
you make a decision.
Yeah.
I can check on the,
Perfect.
Paul, can you take a note? I will reach out to our insurance person to ask how that would work.
Will do.
Okay.
I got that.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
pretty
we need
good.
to
He'll
come
get back
back.
to me.
I mean,
I have one more question, maybe this is a dumb one, but the maintenance for the golf cart is included in the amount.
Yes, ma'am.
What about maintenance on the car? Is that-
We would have to allow for that. It would go through the budget. Yeah, we have vehicle maintenance already in your budget for the Kubota that you guys have that
Mhm.
sits around over here. So it would just, it could come out of there.
Okay, I'm just trying to think, okay, what's
Right.
everything I paid for my car that we're not.
Yeah, yeah. I think the insurance will be a minor cost because we have a policy. It's just like a company thing. So.
Okay.
Just have from 26 to 27. I mean, will be a net zero between the two buckets, or will it be an increase of 20%?
Good question.
I'll bring that back next month.
Next month.
Yes. If you don't mind, let me take that back as an.
Yeah, I think we need more clarification.
Yes,
Before we
I would agree.
move forward on this.
Thank you.
Okay. Sorry.
May I ask, if we can go back to the items for discussion, fee
Which one?
on the agenda? Yeah. Number 3, items for discussion.
Okay.
And, becomes even more relevant because of the question that's come up a couple of times about the tripods. I shared last meeting that by returning those, 4 tripods, that's a $2,264.40.
We haven't gotten to item 8C yet. We're on A. We're on A.
It's on.
We haven't gotten there yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just
We're on
staying on.
B now.
We'll sure discuss that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, the wiser is A.
I apologize.
And we haven't gotten to that one yet.
I apologize.
Okay, any more discussion on the wiser patrol vehicle?
Joe, is there anything that you want to add or?
I did leave a couple of cards. If you guys have any questions about this stuff later on, or if you need to talk to me about operations at the gate, you can call me. My cell phone number is on there.
All right.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for stopping by.
Okay. Next item,
Yes.
next year's budget.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you the same
Capital size.
thing that I said to landscape committee when they had this. This is
Okay.
take the whole bowl of spaghetti, throw it at the wall. Anything that you guys are even remotely considering over the next 1, 2, 3, 5, 8 years, put it on here. This does not mean it's going into your budget. This is where we start looking at the big picture, and then we start to whittle things down to, do you want to do this year? Do you want to do it next year? What's the impact on the budget if we do it next year versus the year after versus whatever? So this is just out here. This is what we had. This is the sheet we use to develop the current budget. So just because things are listed for 27 or 28 doesn't mean that that's necessarily the appropriate place for them. That's where they were placed when we did the current budget. So this is meant to just help you guys see where you're at. And these are some stuff that we had on the radar from when we did the budget that we're working on now. things can come off, things can be added, amounts can be changed, years can be moved, but this is just meant to help get your gears turning.
Okay, do you want to talk about any of the capital to this month or spring?
I will begin speaking about this anytime you're ready, the sooner the better. So, I did that landscape note as well. The board needs to have their high water budget set in June. The last PPAC meeting that we will have before that date is actually the May meeting. But you guys will have your May meeting after PPACs. So basically you have March, April, and May to discuss this.
Okay.
And then once the high water is set, then,
Yeah.
well, they technically have May, but once the high water budget is set, then it can go down, but you can't add anything after that point. So it's better to just throw everything at it for the high water mark, and then we can whittle it down after that. So like you guys have
My
all these
idea
things
of
that have
keeping it
come
flat.
up, like the traffic signs, that's a capital investment that should have been planned for this year that you guys have on your financials. That was not, so stuff like that. Like a lot of things came up from this committee after we started the fiscal year that need to be talked about now, so that type of stuff doesn't keep happening into next year, so that we're better prepared for it and can make sure that we're planning for those expenses.
Right. My question is, okay, do we want to try to keep level at the 1.117? I think is what our numbers is. Budget-wise.
I
Okay,
know that's usually the
That's-
goal, yeah.
what I want to do is work on a draft and put it as an agenda item for next month. I'll have it for an agenda item, that way you can look at it. Committee members come up with your thoughts, inputs, look at the draft. I'll have notes on it on where I think some things should be adjusted, so forth to try to meet.
I had a request for my own sanity. Can
Sure.
you and I work together on that, please? Because I have, this comes out of a probably 24 workbook.
Okay.
I would like to keep my formatting as close to the same as possible because there's like everything ties together. So the more consistent we can stay in the way that we present stuff, the better. And that way, when you guys, any suggestions that you have, you can't send them to him, but you can send them to me and I can make sure that I incorporate them and then you and I can work on it together.
Okay. So our committee members can send to you.
Yeah, they can't email you outside the meeting, but you can, yep, you can send the stuff to me ahead of time. We'll get it all compiled and we'll have it ready for next month.
Okay.
Can I just say one thing? Can we just maybe take a couple minutes now if people have any kind of input?
Yeah, it doesn't have to wait.
Because, okay, because when I'm looking at the budget, this year's budget,
Mhm.
so I went back a few pages, because I always like to start with the ones that are the biggest numbers first. And of course, first one's security. So that one, when is our contract up?
We run fiscal year, so
Oh,
it's,
no, when's the contract up? Meaning, do we?
I think we have one more year, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we know what that amount is.
Yes.
And then for the capital outlay on roads and the budget's 400, but when we did this last year, it was 300. Do we want to? And we were saying we were trying to. keep it-
100,000 payback to PPAC.
You borrowed 100,000 from the reserve.
Okay, so that was, okay, so that
It's-
gets
it
us
is
back
Something
to
like
400
Yeah, it actually
that
was
we said we
for-
were going to try to do. Okay, I just want to make sure I
Yep.
understood.
Yeah,
that
the net was
discrepancy.
300, because you budgeted 4, but you're gonna use
Yeah.
100 from reserves to make it,
Okay, yeah,
to thus make the assessment only be 300.
I'd forgotten
But
to
that
put it
expense
in there for. Yep,
I
okay.
was thinking like 200 for next year and then go up. Is this a multi-year or just next year?
Yeah, that's, you have to look at what you want to do next year, and then that will determine what we put into the budget.
All right.
And that's the reason that we had these discussions earlier, because if there's a huge thing that you want to do, I mean, if we're gonna have another, like this year, versus just doing like 1 or 2 small side roads, that it makes a big
Right.
difference in your budget.
Yeah, I'd like to start thinking of sidewalks a little bit in the next years.
The main thing I would say is don't just work from the budget from this. year.
Correct.
Well, work effort you want to put into it because
Yes.
that's making left.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
and so this is just, it's a
Yeah, I
starting
was
point.
Starting with,
Yep.
okay, I always look at the biggies, you start off.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a starting point. It doesn't mean that you have to do all of those things.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you can't take things off or put things on. It's just like, this is where we are as of today. So.
Okay.
The only thing that's set in stone is the budget for this year.
And the contract that are playing.
The street signs, are we gonna have, Rich, are we gonna have more ongoing costs year over year other than just the maintenance?
I was just writing myself.
Oh,
a note.
okay,
We
Fine.
have 2 burial monitors. The year that one of them is in, that replace it, get repaired, depending on what the deficit is, whether it's a new monitor. I wrote myself a note to get some
Okay.
conversation going on with ATS. To be prepared to answer that question.
Okay, thank you.
And I think with the sign stuff that you guys, well, we have a discussion about that too. It'll depend on what you decide there, whether or not we put money in for posts. Your speed things are their own line item going forward. So, with the sign posts and stuff, that's the next agenda item, I think, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, March's item,
Yeah.
next item.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, you have the wider contract, which is a big chunk, and that's fixed for next year. The FPL streetlight expense will be bigger next year because we're taking on the new streetlights, and this budget only had about a half a year of the new ones in it. And then the the roads, we were in a program of about 300,000 a year for going forward to do roads as kind of a program. Some years maybe a little less lower, but that was kind of a target. And then in the last couple of years is to shoot for that 300 level of resurfacing. So, but just so you know, the streetlights will be bigger next year to cover the FPL costs. So.
Laura, is that?
So that's like 25% higher.
Yeah, I can.
Thank you.
Okay. So we had like 25% higher, so.
Yeah, it's in the top.
Yeah.
Ed, would you figure about 25% higher for the lights?
It'll probably be a little over 200,000.
So, okay.
That's based on the numbers they gave us. And whether or not they've had rate increases on the existing lights, new lights, I'm not sure.
Okay.
All right. That helps. That helps us in our numbers, you know, what we want to do.
Okay, thanks.
Can I also ask a question in regards to the road work? That the amount of money being budgeted, has the actual roads themselves been identified as far as priority lists or what's scheduled to be done next few years? Because I would like to get that incorporated so at least we all know.
Tetra Tech came out and did a survey and ranked the roads.
We have it on from last year.
Yeah.
Too.
Right.
Well, we had a copy of the last year, we looked and said, okay, you've got like these 4 roads that we want to do. But that, and Pelican Boulevard was one of them, but it was over, the limit and stuff. So basically it's like, okay, go out and get quotes for these 4 or 5 roads, and then we could pick which one we can do within our budget. So.
Yeah, it'd be these, think of them collector roads.
Okay.
Simple,
It's in the Tetra Tech report.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
Tetra Tech did all the work.
It went around and rated local roads.
Yeah,
I know they did.
my roads have been done this year according to that, but it doesn't.
And model.
That's
And then there was like verification.
Yeah. We'll.
It's a
a
start.
big discussion about that.
You had a good analysis a couple months ago.
Yes. Yeah, I've got a copy of that, and it should be in
It was really good.
the old meeting.
Yes.
You got yours done already. So you don't care.
Okay. Any more questions on budget for next year? Okay. Next item, selection of power, solar power option for the original speed monitor devices.
Apologize for stepping forward too quickly.
So,
The question of the dropouts will come up. And legitimately, bottom line is that if we return them, they've agreed that they accept the return. There is a 15% restock fee, which is $339.66.
Plus whatever it costs to send them back.
I think I got the shipping tickets on that.
Okay.
What was the amount?
I haven't even looked at it, so I can't remember, but I'm sure I got the shipping.
What was the amount that you said?
$2,264.40
Okay.
minus the $339.66 for restock.
15%.
15%. Now, what I had proposed is, and I have the estimates. There are two options to take that money and invest in two more solar units. There are two, the first way is if we get a, attachment that we do ourselves, plug and play. For a few dollars more, we could take the option of sending the two monitors back. The cost of buying the do-it-yourself and the cost of setting the monitors back and having them do it, the installation, repair, and internal installation of the solar is minimal difference, like $500, $590. For, it counts two monitors, so half of
So
that.
right now we've got two solar.
We have
four
two solar and it's amazingly maintenance free.
You should have four, right? All your new units have them?
No, we only have two with solar.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering on that budget line, which I can talk to you about later, but I thought we had two. I didn't think we had four,
We only have two solar units.
two solar units.
And the two that I really, really want them on now that I've gotten the comfort that they work and maintenance free and so on and so on. The connectivity, everything's great, is get them installed on the Pelican Boulevard. So that is our biggest problem.
This problem. Okay,
So
is
that's
that the
fine.
same manufacturer or so
Yes,
forth?
yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's all the same company. That's why we get discounts.
Yeah,
Exactly, yeah, we've got a $453 discount if we buy the two solar. And there's none for one that we buy the plug and play.
These be
because
for what you consider permanent
They would be permanent.
locations, because those are the permanent hotspots.
Permanent hotspots.
As far as the tripods, what do you foresee if you need to check out a certain area or a subdivision or a HOA
Stick them on
or
that
street?
field, no. What we have already is a couple of our signs are attached to existing signs. And being that I'm not,
Temporary, what do we have that you use temporary to
Well,
assess?
2 of the 6 monitors I will use temporary location. I'll move them around.
Okay,
And the light poles, our light poles,
We don't have light poles anymore. They're all like.
even on back in the belt, like on Prado.
All the light poles are FPL.
How far back?
They should be, everything should be.
Well,
FPL.
let's find signs.
Yeah, but you have to make sure that you don't interfere with the
I know.
UCD and all
or
that. You
step
know.
in the
You might
subdivision.
notice that I, the solar panel thinks that's going at my attention.
Yep.
So bottom line is, for $590 approximately, I don't think that's approximate, that's the math. We can send the 2 monitors back. They will open them up. They will replace the parts, insert the new parts, do the other solar checks, sonar checks and, radar checks and so forth. Then they send it back. They call it a three-stage ship. That's an internal term. To us, we send up, we get them back. I think that would be cool, that we can use that refund money to, buy 2 more solar.
Well, thoughts, even though I know we've spent a lot on that this year. Is it a good investment?
Well, it's money we've already spent.
There'll be a point where you can't turn those tripods back in. I'm sure.
I'm already a little concerned that, which they know that I have to return them. And I mean, this goes back to September, October. For purchase, but I mean, they rolled this to get this.
So you're asking for a motion to approve the difference,
I
aren't you?
think it's a 2-part motion because
Yeah.
he's asking for permission to return the tripods. And then if that's approved, then to use that money to offset the cost of the purchase of solar.
The 2 solar.
So if you opt to not return the tripods, then the motion will be, do you want to send all of the money to the solar or wait until next year? So it depends on what you decide to do with the tripods.
They're brand new, never landed on the ground,
You don't use them?
never use them, they're sitting in my garage.
No one touched it.
Never
So the $600 roughly,
Yes,
$590.
yeah, now I got
All these go different.
I got the costs here. I just did the math based on the two quotes. One was 3404.20 minus the 453.90 discount. 2947.30. And if you do it ourselves, it's $202,357.18. No discount.
And how much are we getting back for the poles? Or the
In fact,
tripods?
the, arithmetic is, 2264.40 minus 339.66.
$1,924.74.
Say it
So
again.
1,900.
Yeah, 1,924 and
So it
74
would cost you a little over $1,000 to go with the internal solar panels after the refund, because it's 2,900 minus 19.
But that's, the net would be $1,000.
Yeah, it cost you about
That's
$1,000.
Yeah.
We spent that in salaries here discussing.
You're already $36,000
What?
over in budget. so-
Well, the reason we're that far over is because first that budgeted last year and it didn't get purchased, so. That's why we're even more over. But units, brand spanking new unit, it's
It's
$5,000.
crazy to have them sitting in this garage.
It is, and if we do this next year, you won't get any, we
Get
won't
the
take it back
return.
next
You
year.
won't
We'd
get
have to
the
pay
penny
a couple thousand.
I'll ask, but it's, they're gonna depreciate.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think we should do it.
Well, I mean, there's nothing stopping you from doing the return now, and I'm not saying, I'm not recommending anything, but I'm saying you can say, send the stuff back. And then if you decide to wait to do the solar thing until next year, that's fine. If you decide you want to do it now, that's fine too. So it's not like you have to delay sending them back because you don't want to spend the money on the solar until next year. So either way, we'll get a credit that we can use for something
And if we
else.
can maybe get them to hold the price.
I doubt that. And they'll give us discounts.
They're pretty good. They're very easy to deal with.
They've been great.
Yeah, their
All right.
customer service is really good.
They want to
And
make
you
the
have
first
some-
one.
For the variance, for the variance.
Is it the
the
same
return and
company?
everything.
You're sending the tripods back to?
Is it all the
Yeah,
same?
I've got
Same.
special codes and special address and
RMAs and, yeah.
Well,
I mean,
wants to make a motion.
it's up to you guys.
So it's actually two things that you
Two
need to
things.
decide. So are you gonna send them back, yes or no? So that you'll need a motion and a vote on that.
Well, I make a motion that we send the tripods back.
Any seconds?
Seconded by whom?
May I second?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, so your next decision is, do you want to do the solar thing, which I think you very clearly do. But do you want to do it now or do you want to wait till next year? Would it only be $1,000? I mean, I'm sure that you could absorb it somewhere into your budget, that the net would be 1,000. You've already blown the budget this year, so I guess if you're confident you can salvage it from somewhere
Well,
else.
So we kind of cross level and get their prices in on the other projects.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the other thing that you need to decide.
Okay.
Do you want to do it? If you want to do it, when do you want to do it?
It'd be 1,000 this year versus 2,000 next year, 2,300.
Well, you
I'm not
still, it's just the cost is still the same. You just have a
Okay.
credit. The credit will get applied back to that GL line anyway, because that's where it came from. So whenever we get the credit for it,
Okay.
if you opt to not do it until next fiscal year, but the credit from the tripod will get applied back to your budget line. So your expense will go down for this year. So it just depends on when you want to do it. You want to do it this year or next year? The cost is the same. It just depends when you want to do it.
I defer to the committee. I would like to have them, but
Okay, need more, want to make.
I'm
a
on
motion.
one.
Cece makes a motion that we do it now, that we,
Which option are you gonna
Activate.
pick?
the option.
Option two,
Yeah, the one that goes back and they install it internally,
Which
So let's go.
is option one,
which it,
attachment one.
like if I,
I would need to get that
Uh,
language read.
It's option one is the integrated, option two is the plug and play.
yes.
So you want option
29,
one.
page 29 or page 2, yes, right.
Option one, which is the internal solar retrofit.
So I have made a motion that we approve option one from All Traffic Solutions for the internal solar, what she said.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
To be,
All in favor
to be specific for this year.
Okay,
for this year?
yes,
Yes.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
at cost of, let's put that in.
Whatever, then that would be, I would, yeah, it'd be around 1,000. I don't know until we try to actually count,
All right.
so.
All in favor?
Was there a second? I'm
A
sorry.
second.
Was there a second?
This is Jennifer, I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Okay.
okay.
Pass.
Wow,
Okay.
you're on, Paul.
I think we covered all the items already, so.
Oh, there is
Yeah.
another one on there. I saw.
Yeah.
Was there? Which one?
Oh,
We talked about the bridge.
Wait a minute.
Way back on, go back to the first.
Didn't we talk about the bridge already?
Yeah, let's see what he's aiming at here.
we're talking about,
You did the streetlight project, LED.
Yeah,
there it is.
Yes.
That's
Back
great.
to that. It's listed. That's what comes up.
Maybe we can combine them going
Rich
forward.
item.
Riches.
Yes.
Yeah, Rich.
So,
All right, tell me what this is about.
okay, I witnessed, driving through the intersection of Missouri Drive.
It's heading east.
Golf carts shouldn't be crossing and pedestrians, that is for them to cross. And the guy that was coming up in front of me, he was distracted and he was going a little fast too, but it wasn't like 45 miles an hour. He was going faster than 30. And there was a lady, she wasn't real tall, she had a smaller dog, and I saw her step back real fast because I don't think the guy saw her.
Okay.
So I was just calling it to Paul's attention. I make no suggestion to cut down trees and things like that. But I thought it was important to report. And then when I had come, coffee talk with some folks, they
Coffee
said, oh yeah,
talk, say it right.
coffee talk. So, yeah. So other people said, oh yeah, we've seen that too.
For years.
Gosh.
So on the picture on the right,
It-
you're saying
it's-
The left is
people
not a
crossing from the north to the south, to get to the center.
Yeah.
These cars have a difficult time seeing them in that center
Yeah, because
as
that
they're
curve,
walking.
because first of all, you come up and everything's blind. Then you come to the curve and the trees are then in sight and then you're there. And that's the only reason why we put the sign, the speed sign on the other side of the corner, because that's recording what their speed is blowing through these.
This is Cypress Grove.
That's like the.
Yeah, yeah,
that's where I was from. So,
Pedestrian bridge.
yeah,
You just want another bridge.
I,
It's where the golf
It's on the
carts are
landscape
supposed to
committee.
stay on the side, that same side of the street.
yes,
Go up.
go down to
Yeah.
the,
What-
I just,
Well, every now and then, at least when I was a social member of the club, I'm not any longer, so I don't know what they've done in the last 2 years. They would put something out about that, trying to remind the golfers they're not
They
supposed to
put-
cross there,
They,
but.
I know.
they put a sign, but they don't observe it.
they
I know,
don't,
well, I understand the sign, but I'm saying every now and then they were putting out
yes,
notices to the golf,
they still do.
they still do,
And
okay,
nobody pays attention.
exactly,
That was a long talk.
and,
Perhaps name.
yeah.
Um,
We had talked to them a couple of
no, near,
times.
that's, it's a pro.
Yeah, I don't know who it is anymore. And it's really the club that is supposed to be,
Yes. And they know that,
yeah,
but they are writing memos, they're putting in the newsletter.
okay, so we're in sync with that, because, yeah, because they,
Well, I suggested that.
We remember they had the yellow signs out in the road, they had one of those.
Oh, yes, yeah, like,
Yeah.
I just work, yeah.
So we have visibility problems with almost every neighborhood exit and stuff. So, and like you put all the shrubs out.
yes, we did.
And they come down.
Coming out of Missouri, it's hard to even, the shrubs on the other side, make it hard to even see the cars coming down Cypress Grove when you pull out there.
The carts, yeah, blinded by the tree.
Parts of cars. Cars on Cypress Grove heading towards Pelican, and you're stopped at Missouri trying to come out. It's hard to see those cars because there's this poor design because you've got a curve right there, you've got the Pelican Mountain, you've got the golf carts, and you've got the park that everybody wants to go walk their dogs at. But unless you rip out all the shrubs,
Trees. They gotta,
there's
yeah,
not much, I mean, they keep them trimmed down pretty low right in there anyway.
Yeah. they were much higher earlier.
People gotta slow down.
Yeah.
This is a over 55 neighborhood, it's not.
Yeah,
Well, they think that means the speed.
well,
Okay.
I'll tell you, I was, readjusting the sign because I had noticed that people that were crossing the bike lane, the monitor wasn't picking up on them. So I was there turning it, a little bit, you turn it, not even a dime, and it makes that much difference. So I'm there, and a guy in a blue Camaro with the American flag printed on the side of his car, and I know he is, he's a neighbor. He saw me, and my wife just stopped. She was coming back from the town center, so she pulled over to see what I was doing. And this guy, he was messing with me, I know it, because that's the kind of guy he is. And he went around a car, floored it, squeaked his wheels, and cut in front of another car the minute he got past my sign. So there's jerks.
Yeah, there is.
But just to give you,
Be honest, I don't know what to do.
I don't even.
Not manageable.
People would do whatever, they even put up signs, they'll ignore the signs. You can't fix stupid too.
Can't fix
It's
stupid.
just-
We put out newsletters,
Yeah.
safety concerns.
This might be another wild idea, but some of those golf carts are not appropriate for driving on the street. So the golf cart that you get from the club,
Oh, yeah.
apparently you're not allowed to drive on the street.
Correct.
If they cut over and drive down the street there like they're not supposed to, is that something that the FMPD can help us with? Maybe if we just got a little bit of enforcement?
It'll take the PD to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's kind of.
You want to hear
Yeah, but
the golf course at this point when we're trying to negotiate things?
The bridge, you know, the rock bridge.
it's,
That's the only thing I can think of.
I know, it's public roads,
I had,
but we're in a golf course improvement
I had
community, so.
spent a conversation, it was on my Savannah pieces. Right.
Well, you got people that will stop on the mountain. Because they see a cart, a golf cart
Yeah,
coming down the
That's,
path.
And that's
so
a problem
dangerous.
too.
Courteous, but-
Then they get friendly.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, there are rear ends almost right down there by Nines, where they're supposed to cross.
Yeah.
Because people stop.
All right.
courteous. You know,
Rich,
Let's,
and
Yep.
I did share this photo and this issue with the landscape subcommittee, but they didn't seem like, to think that there's anything more than they could do than what. If they say they trim any more of the hedge, it might just kill those hedges, so.
uh,
I think I would agree with Ed. It's more just common sense and being,
Yeah,
I know.
going
Well,
slower.
One last item on that, not on this, but let's come down the preserve path from Pelican Reserve, that's by Sienna. Around, I noticed that the shrubs were cut down there, right at there's a corner there at Sienna. Well, I saw a car, golf cart coming. So I pulled over to the edge where it kind of pushed out a little bit, it's about 10 foot wide. And a person from behind me had come just blaring and come around and said, "Hey, I was waiting for him." He said, "Oh, I didn't know." As she was just bounced up that high off the seat when she hit that little bump. So there are people here that do not pay attention. We just have to keep putting the message out there.
Hey, Jay, we did
Yeah,
talk about
that's
that
it.
at the landscape subcommittee as well.
Yeah, I was pulled over to the side there and lady came around this way. The guy was over there just the edge of the hedges and he's shaking his head too. So
Kids today.
If there's not anything more subject, let's move to the next one.
Okay.
Proposed amendment to Wiser. Postal
Okay.
Edition.
We talked about this last time, and then we talked about it a little bit earlier in the meeting, where we established a policy that we would replace the American and the Florida flag every 6 months. And I had the action item that I would go and talk to Perry about the POW MIA as well as the Pelican Preserve. And I know we talked about something earlier in the call, but I'm just this meeting, but I'm kind of going along here. So I had updated. Oh, and by the way, the PPCA has agreed that they would replace the Pelican Preserve, but they were not agreeing to do the MIA POW one. That's a whole nother story,
That's
but
what
they
we're
just,
doing.
yeah, that's why, because it really does need to happen. But anyway, so earlier today, we heard in this meeting that GSCDD is going to take it over. Well, what I have here in red, well, the whole thing is the flagpole responsibilities, just taken straight out of the current Wiser post orders. The stuff in red is what I added in based on what everybody agreed to do in our discussion last time. What I would like to, I assume people have read it. Let me start with, do you have any questions about that? And then I'll talk about what I did earlier in the meeting so that maybe we could get this approved today. Any?
No questions.
Okay, then what I, to make it work for the fact that the GSCDD will be taking on the POW MIA, in the paragraph that starts with the GSCDD is responsible for procuring these flags, and I would like to add in as well as the POW MIA flag and for providing them to Wiser. So I would like to propose that I make that one amendment. And then on the last paragraph, please note the Pelican Preserve and POW MIA flags are, I'd like to take out and POW MIA, make flag singular, change R to is. To make it all singular.
Keep in mind, we're not opposed to you continuing to find people to donate the POW MIA
Right.
flag, but if you don't have one, we will make sure that.
Question, would, this is January and July, would it make more sense to do it in like December or whatever, so that get new flags that everybody's still would start coming back?
I think we did, the reason that it was, we can change it, but the reason January and July was chosen is because we just replaced flags in January, so we just figured January, July, so. Not saying we can't shift it back, but you're 6 months.
We can look at that item later in the year.
It's just, if you do them in December within their fresh flags when people come back and there's not a.
No, I'm just.
I know.
Get complaints from people that come back and, oh, we got faded flags.
So your first flag will only have 5 months out of them, that is 6. But yeah, that's fine. I'm just,
We'll
saying
look at
that's the reason we chose January and July, was because they were replaced in January, so we just did January and July.
And the reality is that they're tired.
They'll get replaced sooner. We're not
Right.
being like, no, it's not time. We're not gonna
Right.
replace them.
Yeah.
No. But
We'll look at
that's the maximum time that they would spend in the pool.
Yeah, and we have provisions for that
Yes.
and
Yeah.
who
It
to
says
contact.
for other, if conditions warrant sooner, it says
Yes.
right there.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I was
You
about to
covered it
say.
all.
It's made a lot of that.
We can do
Yes,
a vote.
Yeah, we need to,
I would like to
Yep.
make a motion that we approve these changes as amended in this meeting.
Did you want to
No,
change
this
the
is
months
Jennifer.
too, as long as we're making amendments, or did you want
Oh.
to January and July?
Oh, okay, well, I was assuming January and July, but
I just wanted, just because it was brought up. No, it's not at the committee, but that's okay. I just figured it would just
that's
ask.
fair.
it's just 1 month. I mean, it would make sense.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
All right.
So what do you want to make it?
So what did you want to do? Change it to December?
December and June then?
Okay,
December and June.
Okay, so one more change.
that's fine.
Okay.
They're easy. It's Word.
Maybe we just change our calendar. Our maintenance schedule for it.
Okay, done.
Okay.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Nobody seconded.
Rich was the second.
I heard you.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Get those
Putting that
updated
together.
Okay.
and over to Wiser.
Yes, thank you, Jennifer.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay, I've got just a few notes to put out. I want everyone to make sure they've reviewed the presentation on the sunshine laws. Look at the email.
Yep.
you know, the changes on agenda items, submittal. That's all on it. But yeah, just review sunshine laws regarding our meetings.
Okay.
The presentation was attached, so.
Yes.
It lives in the SharePoint site as well, so you can
Oh,
access it
okay.
at the time. So if there's any updates, that's where they'll happen.
All right, next meeting, March 26th. Is anyone not going to be here? Lynn? Okay. Anyone else know at this time? Okay,
Is
they
there,
don't.
is there anything that you guys want to put on your agenda that you didn't already discuss or push forward to next month? Now's a good time, so we can have time to prepare it.
JP.
Can I just bring up one really, really
Yeah.
quick item? I mean,
Yes.
really, really fast.
Few days or a week.
Okay. I saw that PPAC approved the exit procedures, but I haven't seen the minutes yet from Board of Supervisors. Did you guys approve those too? And
Yes.
am I allowed to pass them on to PPCA?
It was approved.
Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
well, okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
It was under a consent.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Anything else?
Yeah, I went back to look and the minutes aren't out yet. so.
No, they won't be all, they have 30 days.
Yeah, oh, no, I understand. I just
No,
figured.
Yeah, it was all, everything got approved with the changes that you made that were made after the version that was published in the board book. But I did discuss what you
Right.
talked about and what PPAC, the changes they had made as well, and then that's what the board. I think
Okay,
it's-
so if I go back to the board's agenda for that meeting, that's the approved, or was something?
No, there's
changed?
changes that need to be, because
Oh, okay.
PPAC met the week
Then I-
before, and there were some changes that PPAC had requested that because the board's agenda was already
Okay,
published.
so I'll just wait till the board of supervisors.
Otherwise, if you want to give me a call, I can tell you
Okay.
what they did.
Okay, thank you.
Then you don't have to wait, because it could be a month before they get published.
Okay. Thank you. I forgot I was gonna ask
Yeah,
that.
and then
I just
just,
close it
just
out.
real quick, this is the third meeting that JP has missed. So this will become an agenda item for the next month to determine and his continuance of his membership to the subcommittee. Because he's missed 3 in a row.
3 in a row.
Will anybody speak to him? We're not allowed
Yeah.
to talk
We're not
to
allowed
him,
to
but will
talk.
somebody speak to him
Yes,
in advance?
We'll reach out to him, either George
You
or
know,
myself.
his feelings.
All right.
Okay.
If there's nothing else, do we have a motion to adjourn? Adjourn, second. Opposed?
Seconded by-
All approved. Thank you.